There once were two friends and they decided they would make a fun podcast. They didn't know what the theme would be, so they went with everything. Soon then the show did come. They talked about ghost tea and rum. And once when they're finally done, they'll say you're welcome.
Hello. Hey, I bet you didn't expect this one. This one came kind of out of nowhere. But thank you.
No. We're releasing on a regular schedule.
Are we? Have we gotten back into that?
Yes.
Oh,
after your marriage shenanigans.
Well, I didn't think about that, but tell you what. Thank you, all of you beautiful people, for joining us on a bonus episode of You're Welcome. Why is it a bonus episode?
We'll get to that.
You will get to that. Yeah. It's You're Welcome's the podcast where two dudes who don't know squad become experts on everything. I'm Zach.
I'm Drew.
And welcome to the show. This week we'll be talking about something a little bit different than what we usually talk about. But first, Mr. Drew, how was your week, man? It's been a minute.
It feels like it's been longer than usual since the last time we recorded.
Yeah.
I guess technically it has been by a few days. Usually we record once every other week.
Yeah.
I think it's been, like 2 weeks and like 3 days.
Something like that.
Anyway, this week was excellent. In fact, I don't think I told you, but since last we recorded, I got hired on at a new job, and today was my last day at Geek Squad. So
hey, there you go.
Yeah.
Round of applause. Good job.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll see if it was a mistake or not on Monday.
Oh, God. Well, let's hope it's not.
As you are listening to this podcast episode, while it's being released right now, listener, I may or may not currently be suffering at the new job. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, let us know how that goes in the next episode. Yeah. I guess.
Stay tuned. No, but it's essentially the same thing that I'm doing now, except on a commercial level. So,
which is good.
Weeding out the dealing with clients aspect.
Yeah.
So how could it go wrong?
Yeah, it's just wiring stuff, but better without the sales.
We'll see. Without teaching old people how to use TV remotes.
Oh, good Lord.
How was your week, Zach?
Well, I will agree. It does feel kind of long. Like it has been a while since we've last gotten to record. But
still on schedule, but
still on schedule. Just a little bit longer, just a little bit. My week was pretty okay. Pretty okay. Work is not fun as always. I keep saying that. I'll keep complaining about it. And you'll probably say, Zach, why don't you get a new job? That's the problem. It pays my rent, and I kind of need that.
It's hard to look for another job whenever the one you're going to is getting the job, no pun intended, done.
Yeah.
I don't know, because you just never know. Because you could switch jobs like me, and maybe it ends up being worse. And you're like, man, I wish I didn't do that.
Yeah, that could be the case. Or I could get moved around inside the company. Who knows? And I might like whatever I end up in. I don't know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But regardless, my week at home has been absolutely lovely. I love coming home. My wife and I, we get off around the same time. Get off at work. So we always have time to like cook and make each other food. And it's great. We just hang out, we talk, we watch stupid videos together. It's great. That's my favorite part of the day is coming home and relaxing. But
cool.
Yeah. So
is there any normalcy to the marriage yet?
I will say the only thing that hasn't gotten normalized yet is sleeping together. Because every now and again we'll wake each other up in the middle of the night. Apparently. I don't know if this was a week ago or if this was a couple of days ago, but apparently I had in my sleep somehow elbowed Emily in the face.
That was intentional, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, elbowed her in the face while I was asleep, and she woke me up, and obviously angry, and I mumbled sorry, and then she went, "It's okay."
See, the thing with that was you were unconscious.
Yeah.
While on the other hand, Diamond and I were watching TV in our bed, and she was cross stitching.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, that's the thing with like the little loop, and you have the cloth that gets stretched on the loop, and you like stitch patterns into it.
Yeah.
And she like goes to like pull the thread through the cloth and like extends her arm too far to her right where I'm laying and like pokes me in the forehead with a needle. And I'm like, ow! She's like, oh my god, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's awesome.
1 inch lower and I would be half blind, I guess. I don't know.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Great week.
Glad to hear it, man. Glad to hear it. So this episode we're doing things a little different. We don't really have a topic to talk about. It's kind of.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could have just gone. First off, hey, last episode we said we were going to interview someone. Well, family emergencies happened, and so it just couldn't happen this week.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our guy right now that we're supposed to be interviewing right now is actually in Virginia, tending to family matters. So hopefully he will join us next week. And we could have gone with like the expert subjects that we were planning on going with after his interview. But I figured, maybe this is a great opportunity to just try something a little different, see what happens, and then we'll get back to our expert subjects in 2 shows after the interview.
Yeah.
But Zach, you want to explain what we're doing this week?
Well, this week we picked a few things that we liked. Maybe music, movies, books, games, stuff.
Media suggestions.
Media suggestions that we're just going to tell you a little bit about. Some of our favorites, maybe in the past month or so, something that we watched or listened to, liked recently that, hey, we want to share it with the world. So, Drew, do you want to talk about yours first, or?
Yeah, I'll go first. And just to like clarify, because I don't know, you may have had different parameters for yours, but mine specifically are like favorites, like not of all time, but like, like within the past year or something like that.
Yeah. So I don't my stuff isn't like favorite of all time. It's just something recently. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, I've got a movie, a book, and a song, and then I think you have a song, a game, and a movie. So instead of a book, you have a game.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, well, I'll start with my movie first. I feel like anytime I ask for a movie suggestion, people typically suggest movies to me that have recently been released.
Mm-hmm.
No one likes suggesting the old stuff anymore. So I decided to dig deep for this one.
Oh?
We're going way back to 1988. Good old babyface Hanks, Mr. Tom Hanks in Big.
Oh.
That's right. Oh, baby.
I
What a
forgot
classic,
about that
right?
movie.
Great movie.
That is a good movie.
Well, I saw it for the first time not too long ago, and I decided it was a good choice to watch because I loved Turner and Hooch so much, and I had seen that probably like a year ago or something like that. But Big, Big is great because I feel like it was such a unique situation for Hanks to be in, acting like a child in an adult's body. So you're an adult, like you are Tom Hanks, adult man, who still has to like present himself as though he still has an ounce of some sort of like innocence of some sort.
Yeah.
So it was kind of weird, which I guess it was supposed to be. It's 13-year-old boy in a man, like a 30-year-old man's body.
Yeah, and it works.
It really worked. He did a good job holding that innocence. But it was I think it was an interesting situation as well because like this kid, like first off, how does he end up in a adult man's body? Well, it's not like there's 2 different beings here. The kid goes to a carnival and finds this Zoltar machine where you get to, make a wish and you get your, fortune told or whatever.
Mhm.
And he wishes that he was bigger, hence the title, because he just so happened to like not make the height requirements for a roller coaster. That was like the only weird like plot issue that I had. I was like, why would you wish for that? Like, I don't know. If I were a 13-year-old kid, I would have wished for something different,
Yeah.
So I think they could have done that a little better, but that essentially would have just been, like having a better buildup as to why, like he has more shame being as short as he is, rather than just, you can't go on the roller coaster.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he wishes to be big, so the next morning he wakes up as a 30-year-old man, and his mom, finds him and screams her head off, and he runs out, and he has this moment where he's trying to put on some pants, and they're way too small. But essentially, he gets help from his best friend, and he ends up, getting like an apartment in New York, and he gets this job at this like toy company, and
Oh yeah.
he goes from just being like a data analyst to moving up to like being like vice president of ideas essentially, like coming up with new toys.
Yeah.
But he's just so like I won't say he's immature, but he's just very kiddish,
Yeah, he's out of his element, right?
He's wearing eccentric clothing for his age.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, it's clothing that would make sense for a 13-year-old, but not for a 30-year-old.
Yeah.
So he just comes off as very eccentric to like all of his peers. Like, there's like this work party, like a Christmas party or something, where he like shows up in like this 3-piece white tuxedo with like the really long tails on it, and everyone's like pointing, like it's got like studs and everything in it.
We gotta go back and watch the movie.
It's a great movie. He gets this high-rise apartment, and he just fills it with just like inflatables and a trampoline and all this crap. But he like matures really quickly. All things considered, because like he ends up getting like this girlfriend, which is like kind of weird. But I guess for like the 80s, it wasn't as weird, because like there's some weird 80s movies out there, a lot weirder than Big. But he ends up getting this girlfriend, and they don't really do much more than like making out a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, long story short, he enjoys the adult life for a little bit, and then he starts to realize that it's a little stressful, and all that stuff. He starts to miss his family, and so he finds another Zoltar machine and changes himself back. And that's pretty much it. But yeah, I just thought it was a really good idea, especially for the time. Of its release.
Very well
So,
executed too.
Yeah. So I've left out. I think I left out plenty of material that it's worth a watch, just for like watching the jokes and watching Hanks dance around on that big piano and stuff like that. My book. Picked a great book, and we all know by now how much of a horror fan I am, and how much I'm into
A what
Stephen
fan?
King, a horror fan.
Thank goodness.
And so I picked the book out of all the King books I've read so far, which is 5 or 6 of his books so far. I picked the one that got my heart rate up the most. Which is saying a lot.
Yeah. You're a pretty stoic guy.
And I'll cover the bottom half of the cover and show you, Zach. Of course, it's going to be backwards because it's a camera. Salem's Lot. And the reason I cover the bottom half is because I think it's really important to just go into the book completely blind as to what it's about. Don't read any synopses. Don't And if I can figure out which publication of this book it is, it looks like this might be a first edition, either first or second. Go onto Amazon if you plan on reading this book, and just type in Salem's Lot and pick the first one that you find, just the first paperback that you find that's brand new. It should just have a picture of a black house on it. And that is 100% vague enough to lock you into a great story. The reason I say don't go into it blindly is because if you do so, it kind of introduces this like mystery aspect of what exactly is going on here. There are books that, like the one that I have here, where it clearly shows what the book is about. And when I say about, when you read a horror book, you're like, okay, what's this about? It's about, mummies or zombies, or there's a, big thing that you're supposed to be scared of in the horror book.
Yeah.
I would say go into this book without digging around and finding out what that thing is for this book.
Okay.
And I've had the conversation with people who have gone into the book blind before, and we had different conclusions before actually finding out what it was. One person thought it was this, I thought it was that, based on the evidence given. And you could see how they would come to that conclusion, that, similar pieces of evidence would lead to different conclusions. But, as things start to unfold, you're like, I was genuinely like, what the heck is this? Like, who is doing X, Y, and Z? Like, I don't want to give too much away, but who is doing X, Y, and Z, and why, and how are these people dying the way that they are dying, et cetera, et cetera. So, long story short, this was an absolute favorite of mine so far, and you really should read it. It's not super long. Like, King is really well known for super long books. It's 425 pages.
Okay.
I'd say his average is probably 800 or 900. So pretty good length for a King book. And then I've got a song. It's called "Sick Muse" by Metric.
There you go.
I mean, I don't really know what to say about the song. It's just sort of a I would classify it as rock, I guess. It's not classic rock. It's not like it's a hard rock or anything. It's just kind of like a sort of a pop. It's got a little bit of a pop vibe to it.
Pop rock, kind of pops in your mouth a little bit.
Yeah, like Pop Rocks, the candy. But it's just really catchy, and the chorus gets me every time. It's just very catchy. Female lead singer. With a great voice, and there's not much I can say about the song other than you just gotta listen to it. Every time it comes on, it just makes me happy.
Huh.
Yep.
Well, I mean, that's all you need with the song, really.
Oh yeah, baby.
Just enjoy it.
You're welcome for those. Please, genuinely do go do all those things I said. They all are awesome.
Do it. Yeah. And thanks for that, man. Thanks for the suggestions.
Yeah.
Oh, well, hey, listen, guys, if you're enjoying the show, please take some time to recommend it to just one of your friends this week. It really helps us grow. We don't have any money for advertisements or anything like that, so we rely entirely on the word of mouth. If you could do what you can to help us out, we'd be very, very grateful. Also, if you want to, you can. You don't have to, but if you like, you can send us a 10 or 15 second musical clip. If you're musically inclined individual. If you like to sing, you like to strum a guitar, ukulele, whatever it is, send it to us. We'd love to show it on the podcast. Put it at the end, the beginning or the end, or what have you. We like to talk about it. We'll plug your SoundCloud, your Spotify, or anything, whatever. We'll plug it for you. Yeah. So just check it out. Help us out.
Yeah.
And
it's, I think we forgot to mention this at the intro, but the intro this week was different than the usual. We our lovely editor sent in a musical clip of his rendition to these sea shanties that are going around, and I thought
I forgot.
I thought it was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So shout out to Sean for the amazing singing voice that he has, and for the amazing editing that he can do to lay over those harmony parts that he did, and for the amazing lyric writing. Hello.
Oh yeah, that was great. It was fantastic. So thank you for that, Sean. It's excellent.
It's just cheesy enough to put a smile on your face.
Yeah. That's the vibe you get from it. It's like, this is good.
Good. Okay, Zach. I'm really craving some new music, or maybe a new game, or hey, you know what? I may even go as far to say a new movie. I
Oh,
wonder where I might get some suggestions for that
well,
stuff.
I can help out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got a few things.
That's strangely
Um,
convenient.
I know, right? It's crazy that you would ask that question. Um, but since we're on the topic of music and you had ended with music, we got into the whole 10 to 15 second. Anyway, I wanted to bring up a relatively new song called "Who's Gonna Stop Me" by Portugal the Man and Weird Al. As you know, Weird Al Yankovic is the genius behind so many parody songs. He's
So
been
is this song a parody? Is my question.
No, it's
Okay.
not. It is a fully featured, non-funny, non-humorous song that I don't know. I just really like it. I like it a lot.
It's not humorous.
Yeah,
It's not a comedic song.
it's not at all.
Would this be Weird Al's like first like original,
That
or
I don't.
maybe, I'm curious as because there was that Weird Al movie,
Yeah,
and I'm curious if there was any like original songs in that. I'm trying to remember, but I don't. It's possible,
I don't know, but
but it's
is.
certainly rare.
Yeah, it is rare, and
Yeah.
it is the first song that Weird Al has been featured on.
Okay.
So the main artist is of course Portugal the Man.
Okay.
And Weird Al has backup vocals and has his own verse in the song.
Yeah.
So apparently, I was looking through the Genius lyrics on it, and the little tidbit that they have on Spotify. The song and the music video are supposed to like represent like indigenous cultures and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I get that. I can kind of see it with the instrumentation that they have, especially at the beginning, because it sounds a little tribalish, but then it's like cascading vocals, and they talk about different, or they repeat this one phrase, sneaking out, jumping over backyard fences, over and over again. I don't know. I just like it. It's a really good song.
So it's in support of just like tribal culture in general,
Something
or
like that. Something like that. It's
or
been a
like
minute since
against
I've read it.
colonization, or
I'm
what?
not too sure. I haven't
Okay.
watched the music video yet, and I haven't like I said, I haven't read that little tidbit in a minute, but
Okay.
I don't know. It's a good song. I like it. You can give it a shot. It's a little weird. I would classify it as indie. If you know Portugal the Man, they're very indie pop. But yeah,
Gotcha. And Weird Al,
he's weird.
he's pretty weird.
Yeah, he's out
You
there.
know, I went to a Weird Al concert one time.
Wait, really?
I did, and
Oh, that is awesome.
He had this bit. I don't remember what the song was, but it was some song about, it was some sort of seductive song. It was like a flirty song.
Oh,
And he came out into the crowd wearing this like orange, like tiger striped suit with his long, luscious curls, and like some of the lyrics would be like like flirty stuff.
yeah.
But he would just find like middle-aged to older aged women
Oh no.
to like lean in real close and like whisper the lyric, but still in the mic to where the whole audience could hear. And I was on a row seat, like right on like the aisle seat.
Yeah.
And my mother was sitting next to me, and he leans over my face so that Weird Al chest is in my face and whispers his seductive lyric into my mother's ear. And I must say, the man smelled very nice. He had some sort of cologne on, and it was quite nice.
Oh my god, that's
So
amazing.
I enjoyed it just as much, if not more, than my mother.
That is amazing.
Sorry to interrupt. Continue.
No, that's fantastic. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Man, I could say one of my best friends got like super close to Weird Al. Could have ripped his chest hairs out, you know?
I definitely
crazy.
smelled him.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, I've also got a game that I want to talk about. Granted, a lot of people have already talked about it. It came out last year. I think it won an award or got nominated for an award.
I think it won Game of the year or
I
something.
think
I'm pretty
it
sure
did.
it won something. It
Yeah.
won something. Yeah.
The game I want to talk about is Hades. I had recently got it on the Switch. It runs fantastic. I'm genuinely surprised. The Switch isn't really a powerhouse console.
Right.
But it runs fine. They optimize it to work well. But it's if you haven't heard of Hades, if you haven't seen all the artwork, all the rave about it on Twitter, et cetera, it's a isometric beat 'em up hack and slash kind of, but it's different in the sense that it's a roguelite or a roguelike type game. It's very fun, but the gameplay is challenging and rewarding at the same time. The goal of the game is for you to escape the underworld. You play the character. Oh man, what is his name? I forget his name. Anyway, regardless, you're Hades' son.
Yeah, you're son of Hades. Yeah.
Son of Hades, and you're trying to escape the underworld. But Hades has the underworld set up to where each room that you visit is different each time you go through it.
Hence the roguelike.
Yeah, hence the roguelike. But what's so great about it is that the art is beautiful, the art direction, design. I don't know if you're familiar with the creator of the game. Oh, let's see, who is that? That is Supergiant Games. They made Bastion. No,
I don't know. I've heard of Bastion, and that makes sense now that you say that.
Yeah,
because they are similar art styles. But no, I haven't played any of those games.
Okay. Well, it's very much like Bastion in the sense that the music, the art style, the storyline are all excellent.
Is Bastion a roguelike?
No, Bastion I don't think is a roguelike. I don't think so. I think it is a story-driven adventure game. I think still isometric. Still fun, but let's see. Anyway, Hades is really fun. The combat is great. As you go through, you unlock different weapons, and you can find out that you can unlock different aspects of those weapons to make them better or work in different ways. Also, while you're trying to escape the underworld, the gods of Olympus will have little nodules for you to contact them, and once you talk to them, they give you little tidbits on their relationship with your dad, or just how great it would be for you to be up here on Olympus with us. Oh, come join us, brother. And they'll give you a boon. And what's great about these boons is that they help you increase your combat ability. So like Zeus will give you lightning powers, of course. It'll strike multiple enemies at one time, or I don't know. And you can play with it by getting other different boons that play off of each other. And basically, you just try to get as far as possible and try to escape. So far, I haven't done it yet. I haven't beat it yet. It is a lot. It's very hard, especially the beginning, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't heard about it, I would recommend checking it out. It's kind of cheap. I think it's like $30 on Steam, and it goes on sale.
Most, yeah.
It goes on sale like pretty regularly. So check it out.
Get it
it's
for
fun.
15.
Yeah. Oh yeah, super fun. But yeah, that's Hades. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is Tombstone. It's a movie. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of Tombstone, but it came out in 1993. It's a Western, not like any spaghetti Western or anything like that, since it was kind of recent, right? But it was directed by George P. Cosmatos. Don't know who that is, but it starred Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, Sam Elliott, Bill Paxton, and quite a few other people in supporting roles. And it tells the story of 3 Texas lawmen who roll into town. They're ex-lawmen or whatever. And it's actually based on a true story. But they're like, oh, yeah, let's just go in to this town. We're going to make as much money as we can and dip out and just live the best lives we can, et cetera, et cetera. Time goes on. The local gang in town starts, is obviously causing trouble. And these guys used to be ex-lawmen. So they're like, no, we're not putting up with this. And eventually do become the lawmen of the town. Such and stuff. A lot of stuff goes on. It's a little bit of a revenge story, a little bit of a quote unquote. I won't say like it's realistic or follows the story exactly of what actually happened in history, but it's it's dramatized. It's fun.
Yeah, I think it does sort of feel a little like historically fictional, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
But it's not so far out there that it's like Django Unchained, like
Yeah.
a Tarantino historical fiction.
Yeah. No, it's still really good though.
Yeah.
My wife Emily loves it. Her parents love it.
Mhm.
They finally got me to watch it, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll sit down. And I was like, you know what? This was a good movie. This was a really good movie.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to mention, since this person, Zach, that as I was taking Theater History 1 with John DeMint
Oh yeah.
in college, he used Tombstone not really as an example, just as a like he was showing us like a cool like fun fact, because at the time we were studying a play called Dr. Faustus,
Oh yeah.
which is about like hell and like the devil and stuff like that, and it was like a Catholic play to like teach people like don't sell your soul to the devil or whatever. Anyway, but there's a like puppet show of Dr. Faustus that's briefly shown in Tombstone, which was really cool.
Yeah. That was in the theater scene.
Yeah, it was in like a saloon theater thing.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's a really good movie. You should check it out. It is kind of long, as westerns can be. The storyline does seem to be kind of like a little slow, but it does pick up. The action does pick up pretty quick. Fight scenes are neat, but of course it's gunplay, bad western gunslingers. Emily's favorite character is Doc Holliday, and it's easy to understand why he's a bad mama jamma, I tell you. Anyway,
great. Well,
that was all I had.
I mean, yeah, no, that's it. I mean, next show, once again, a cliffhanger as to what exactly this guy's expertise is in, but stay tuned. Hopefully we freaking get this guy in here.
Yeah.
Oh man,
yeah, we need him in here, man.
I think if it doesn't happen next show, it's just not gonna happen, and that's okay. We'll find somebody else. But
yeah,
keep your fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. We're gonna get this mystery guy, and
yeah, huh? Okay, go ahead, Zach.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, I'm thank you.
No, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry for stepping on your toes this time.
I was gonna say he's a really, really busy man, so hopefully it happens. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, I was also going to say maybe we should tell them what it is if we, in the off chance that we don't get to.
I think
interview.
To relieve the pressure of a double cliffhanger, we'll at least let them know what they missed out on.
Yeah.
Next episode, if it doesn't happen.
If it doesn't happen, but fingers crossed, knock on wood, everything you can to let this guy know, hey, we want
you.
We want
We want you.
Oh, I don't know, like that.
Get over here.
Oh, no.
We want you.
Scorpion, no. But yeah, you're welcome for all that, and thank you for joining us. Drew, I want to give a one last you're welcome real quick, but could you tell our listeners how they can get in contact with us if they so choose?
I definitely can. Hey, we have a Twitter account, and
Beautiful.
the handle of that Twitter is at You're Welcome PO1. That's YOURE. You can mention us in a tweet with any questions you have about, just your general knowledge if you don't feel like Googling stuff.
Yeah.
Or if you have fun comments about this episode, or if you just want to have us mention you in the next episode, whatever you want, just include us in your lives, please. I'm so lonely. At You're Welcome PO1. If you want to contact us professionally, or if you want to send us one of those 10 to 15 second music clips, we have an email. That's yourwelcomequestions@gmail.com. YOURE without the apostrophe. Yourwelcomequestions@gmail.com. Also, don't forget to get on over to that Facebook group and follow that bad boy. I usually post events for the next episode, so you get a little reminder of when the next one's coming up. And of course, there's forums pages and stuff like that for communicating with your fellow listeners. So go do that as well.
Well, all
You're
right
welcome.
then. Thanks, Drew.
Yeah.
Well, also, if you enjoyed this episode, this little mini episode, or offhand, let us know. I'd like to do it again at some point.
If it's received well.
Yeah.
If not, you're fired.
Oh, I'm fired.
Yeah, you're next on the line.
Whose name is on the show?
Mr. Welcome.
Yeah. Guess who that is?
Who?
Me.
Oh.
It's not me. I'm your.
And I'm welcome? Is that what this is?
That is what this is. Anyway, it is very weird. Thank you all. Thank you all for joining us, all you book reading, game playing, musical listening people. I'm Zach.
I'm Drew.
And we'll see you next time on
You're welcome.
welcome.